Hi, I'm Brian.
Hey everybody, I just want to give a few updates on what's going on here from our bird's eye view as Pam heads down the hill here. There's a couple developments. Number one, might be hard to tell from here, but that is the skeleton of our garage in a box. You can see the mulch under it. That was, there's some metal tubing basically, and then there was a tarp deal that went over that. Well, it's been beaten up from the sun and the wind, and finally this past week it just tore to shreds. So that's finished. We had to take everything out of there and put some of the stuff in under our carport and into our bigger shed. So to keep everything safe. So there's the trailer, no change, and the solar trailer. And here's our newly finished carport, all mulched and everything. We've got our 2 vehicles and our ATV and some other things under there to protect them from the sun and the rain. Tough to see tucked right behind it from this point of view. You can see just the tops of 2 water tanks that we've gotten recently. There's kind of a little gravel pad underneath them there. I've thrown some mulch in front of that just to keep the water from, because I kind of dug out to make that a flat spot. Our land slopes down from right to left in this picture here. So I put some mulch there just to stop water from running in there if it rains heavy. But we'll probably add 1 more tank to that mix, so it'll be 3. There will be a gutter on the back of this carport that will feed into those tanks. And the house is going to be, in this picture, it goes carport, tanks. The house will be right on the other side of those tanks. And you can see I've just started to lay out the tire perimeter. There will be basically a U of tires out here, kind of here, across the front here, and up beside those water tanks, to make a flat. That'll just be kind of a form to backfill with dirt to make a flat spot there, again because the land slopes a decent amount. So we'll flatten that out. I did the same thing for the carport if you go back and watch those videos, but that'll be a flat spot for the house there. And so the house actual foundation will be in a good 5 feet or so from those tires. These tires are just for the backfill to make a flat spot, a pad, let's say, and the house will be set in back from that. The house will be about the size of this carport here. It'll be right there. So I'm starting to get ready for that. But what that did was that messed up our driveway situation. We had been coming up to get in and out of the carport. Eventually this stuff won't be here, so you'll be able to get in the front easier, but we're still getting in and out. What we're doing is we're actually coming around and we're coming in the back and we're leaving out the front. There goes a helicopter overhead. We're going out the front here. Again, this side of the driveway isn't really usable because of the erosion that's happening down here, so we really don't use that. So we come up and down here, we come in. We were coming up the driveway, right up by the solar trailer basically, and turning over and going over here and coming around this to the back of the carport. But with me putting these tires in place to make this pad for the house, I actually kind of cut that route off a little bit. So what I did yesterday was I took out just some shrubs and stuff in this so I'd break off a little earlier of the driveway, cut through here and over here. And I made that clean yesterday. Just took out a little bit of shrubs and did some raking and stuff and leveled slightly. It's a little soft right now. I'll probably get some mulch on that as soon as I can, just to keep the dirt down and to let water kind of settle there and not run and kind of tear that dirt up. But now we've got kind of a new driveway. As we come up, we'll turn off earlier and go over this. We're still going around here, and that's a good ways away from the wash, so that should be safe, hopefully. But those are some of the latest developments. We're actually going to get some mulch today. So that's where we're at. And this is just a new view of kind of what was going on here. The last time I was up here, we didn't have a lot of this stuff. So even the shed, there's our solar mount that I'm not yet using as it's not complete, or at least the equipment hasn't been moved. Since the equipment is down here and the mount is up here, there's some effort to actually make that happen. And I decided that effort wasn't really worth it to get power down to the trailer. So we're going to wait until we start building the house to actually move the solar equipment up, either into its own building or into the shed to feed the house, which will be here. So the solar mount, even though it's there, is kind of on hold. It's unfortunate to have to walk past 9 panels every day that I'm not using the energy from, but oh well. And there's our old shed that we started with. It was over here shortly after we got onto the property, and a little bit of a material pile back there. So there's our little guest house, which is a pop-up trailer. When the weather's nice, that's actually a nice place to stay. But so that's what's going on here, and we're gonna keep at it. I'm gonna get some mulch on this driveway, and I'm working this tire setup right here. So I'll be, over the next few days, I'll be filling tires for this U and covering them over, and I'll get our neighbor CJ to come over and hopefully backfill that with dirt. I'll figure out where I'm going to get all that dirt from, and then after that's done, I will step in a little bit from the edges, and start doing the footer for the house, also with tires. So that's where we're at. Talk to y'all later.